Well, good morning. I'm Roger Stenerson, Communications Director with Rising to Learn. We're here at the Washington County Free Library today with April Crohare,
Good
and she
morning.
is Executive Director of Washco Needs. Washco Needs is a nonprofit organization that provides a broad range of services to disadvantaged children as well as adults across Washington County. Those include intellectual disabilities, but also medical, social, and emotional needs. Well, welcome, April. It's
Thank
nice to
you.
talk with you
Same to you.
today. Tell us a little bit about your organization and what challenges for education it is best uh, best serves.
So, Washco Needs aims to serve those who have intellectual or physical disabilities
Mhm,
who are underserved by their community, government systems,
mhm,
and just through those grants and through those specialized services that just don't exist.
mhm, mhm. So, what is it about Washco Needs that is different from a conventional school?
So, Washco Needs isn't a school model. However, schools deal with an educational model.
Mhm,
That is the model. We want to bridge the space between systems and families. Resources exist, but access is not always simple. We step in when families are underserviced,
mhm,
unsure of the barriers they're facing, a delay in a child's progress, or the
mhm,
role to respond quickly and connect people to the right supports.
mhm.
We want to make sure that no family falls through while they're trying to
Right,
access services because that time is very valuable
right.
when we're looking at disabilities and we're looking about early intervention and meeting those needs before they become a significant discrepancy.
Yes, and with accountability being what it is, there are a lot of cracks that it sounds like you try to close so nobody falls through the cracks.
Absolutely. So we work as a partnership.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Very good. So that implies that everybody gets an equal sort of opportunity to succeed. Some
Absolutely.
may need things that others might not need. Tell us your vision of equity.
So, equity is an interesting word, right? Because we all don't need the same things to access our
Hmm.
education. When it comes to equity, what it implies is that everybody gets what they need to be successful,
Yeah.
right? So, we have children across Washington County who require multiple things, right? We have students that have hearing interventions,
Hmm.
visual
Yeah.
interventions, behavioral
Hmm.
interventions, as well as mobility interventions and learning
Sure.
interventions, right? Whether we're talking about a ramp to access the school
Hmm.
or we're talking about interventions to help them write, read, we want to make sure that everybody has what they need to be successful. That way, we're leveling the playing field.
Hmm.
And that's really what it's all about. It's making sure that each learner has what they need to be successful to start that day and to continue that
Hmm.
through their education, whether it's at home, through camps, through their community after school program, so that we allow that learner to be equitable through their whole educational future and in their after school academics.
I see. Tell us a success story, one that makes you feel like the work that your organization does really matters.
Oh, we just recently had one. We had a student who was in a program,
Hmm.
and that we thought that she was a good fit for that program, and the grandmother had reached out to our local CCAC, and CCAC is a Special Education Advisory Committee for
Yes.
Washington County, and joined the Medically Complex Committee. And through that committee, she had learned about some other programming and realized that possibly her student being at that committee, I mean, being at that school was not the best fit, and was able to resource out, learn about another school, learn
Hmm.
about some schools that had some additional supports, take a different route for her child.
Hmm.
And with those wraparound supports, meeting those connections, working with a community school, was able to find a successful model where her granddaughter was leaving school daily and now is able to successfully be in the building, feels that she has the support she needs. So that's a successful model.
I'd say, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, comforting, right? Because as a parent, I know from personal experience, I know from the people that we serve, sending your kid to school and getting daily calls that they need to be
Oh
picked up,
my.
whether it's medical, whether it's behavioral, first of all, you're not meeting the guidelines of the federal government. But it puts the school and the parents both in a difficult situation because the child's not learning. The staff are not happy with the situation. The board is not happy with the situation. Nobody's happy. Um, nobody's doing the right thing. Nobody feels that they're doing the right thing. Everybody wants a solution, but it's learning these different models and learning what exists throughout the county. So, that's obviously something that we all strive to do, and making these programs more accessible.
So that begs this question: how do you collaborate with folks in schools and the school system? What does that look like?
So I serve as executive director for Washco Needs, but I also serve on CCAC. I've been a parent advocate for many years. And one of the things that I drive home very strongly is I often say, we're in Washington County, and I say, I don't fight the school system against the parents and the parents against the school system, because those collaborative relationships don't work, right? The IEP is a document, right? I often refer to it as the prenup, right? It's just a piece of paper, right? People go, oh my gosh, I have an IEP. It's just a piece of paper. You write your rules, you write your regulations on there, it's goals and objectives. But if you have a good team, you're not worried about that piece of paper. If you have a good team, everything works. When you have an IEP problem, you have a team problem. So investing in your team, creating good relationships, having environments where you feel comfortable sitting down, talking, building those relationships with administrators, building those relationships with your special education team, because that's really what the core is. And when you really sit down and you talk to educators, teachers, parents, when you get into these communities, everybody wants the success of the child. And to me, that collaborative relationship is really where success starts, And if your team isn't working, find a new team.
And you see yourself as a team member as opposed to the opposite team coming in.
Well, I don't know if I'm thought as a team member, but I definitely put myself at the table.
Yeah. Well, and I'm hearing you say that that's how you collaborate.
That's exactly how you collaborate.
You help to find answers to the questions when things are not working for the child.
When things are not, absolutely. We are in a culture right now where you hear a lot of people speaking illy about government boards, relationships, and how it's not working, right? There's a culture right now of, I don't want this student in my classroom. I don't want this happening. I don't want behaviors, from one side. From another side, you hear, I have a child who's having these behaviors. Nobody's happy. Everybody wants solutions, right? We both sit on both sides. We see both sides.
Sure.
And you want to mitigate that.
Yes.
How do you mitigate that?
Yeah.
You mitigate that by working as a team and figuring out the solutions and figuring out the classmates and working through that problem.
Have to be positive about it.
You have to be a team.
Yes. And I like what you said, relationships.
Relationships are valuable.
That's really the answer to almost every educational problem, building relationships.
Well, I teach my children from an early age, I'll talk to you how you talk to me.
Yeah.
And I find parents go into these IEP meetings and they're trained from their parent peers. Go in strong, go in mad, go in fight for your rights. That's, if you go in and you go in as a partner and you treat everybody at the table as though you're their partner, you're going to be treated with that respect.
Very good.
That's my, that is just your prenup. My IEP is just a piece of paper. If I don't like the team, I'll find a new team.
Right.
There's plenty of schools in Washington County, 46, I believe.
Yeah.
We work together.
Yeah. So what else is there about Washco Needs that you would like to share with our viewers?
So Washco Needs is an interesting model. Washco Needs it was founded in grassroots of COVID-19, where it was out of necessity. And we needed to find medical supplies and things to help our community. One of the things that I always say is there is no box of what we do and what we supply and what we navigate for families, because no special needs kid, no person with a disability is the same. Do you need a sofa chair to sleep in your kid's room? Got it. Do you need a meal? Got it. And to that is something we're very proud of. We have a success rate of almost 100% of meeting parents where they are and what they need, because the need is different. Also, the economical effect is different, right? Sometimes when you talk about special needs, you hear poverty, and it's not. The families that are affected by disability is not discriminatory, right? There's no economical barrier to that. So sometimes there's a social barrier, or there's a time barrier, or many other barriers that meet what that family needs to get where they need to get for that child.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to be very thoughtful in that process. So we have no income level.
Mm-hmm.
We are 100% donations. We are 100% family supported. And a lot of our donor base comes from other special needs families
Mm-hmm.
who want to give back in. And so that's something we're very proud of.
And that's something to remind our viewers of, donor supported. So if you would like to be a part of Washco Needs, supporting their service to our community, you can take a look at their website, but how else can they contact you?
So on our website is our phone number. We have a contact us sheet. We have a Facebook page,
Okay.
washconeeds.com. We also have a community page.
Mhm.
Our community page is really robust, and at times,
Okay.
so that's something that you can self-service. That's
Okay.
something if you're a family that, we all like to clean out our garages and our basement. We go, oh my gosh, I have this old wheelchair. I have this old thing of whatever. I need to get rid of this. And medical families seem to collect that stuff too because we don't want to throw it up. It's valuable,
Yeah.
So that's another resource for families to self-service.
So we have financial support, we have donation of goods and materials, that both of those. April Crohare, thank you so much for talking
Thank
with us
you.
today. We certainly wish you and your organization much success.
Thank you, Roger. I appreciate that.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.